I wanted to talk today about the bullshit that I see on the internet and people talking about there's not enough men in the community and how a woman who's educated, a black woman who's educated, just won't be able to find a man. There just aren't enough of them. I'm gonna put it like this, okay? If every dude that went to jail got out of jail right now, turned his life around, the system actually let him reset his life and he stopped being a thug. And then every man that was gay became straighter. Let's just say 80% of those dudes became straight. You know what I'm saying? 80% of those dudes became straight that are gay. And then every dude got out of jail and basically stopped being a thug. The chance of this happening is like one in a million. But what if this happened, okay? Hypothetically speaking, that's still those guys, when they get out of jail and change their life and those dudes become straight, there would not be anything, you know what I'm saying? Those guys will not all get wives. You know why? People don't talk about the women that's overweight, the women that's bisexual. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of women who aren't marriage material. And that's why when people talk about there's a shortage of black men for women to marry, a lot of those women who talk about the shortage, they're not marriage material. I wouldn't marry their fucking ass. You shouldn't marry their ass unless you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them weigh 300 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And then the women who are, the women who are in shape, they usually be going for white dudes, low key. They be going for white and Hispanic dudes. You know, and they never really dated any black dudes in their life, and they 25 years old. I mean, I've talked to women who were in good shape, and they said they never dated black dudes in their lives. And you notice that the women who always dated black men were always 200 or 300 pounds. And as black men, we do not all just have a obsession with women who weigh 200 and 300 pounds. The thing is this, people see us as the bottom of society. That's why you see that going on. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I've seen black dudes get Hispanic women who didn't weigh 200 pounds, but at the same time, I'm saying usually when you see a black man with a woman, usually she's African American or she's Caucasian American. She usually weighs at least 200 pounds, and that's about average. Meaning 50% of the time she weighs more than 200, you know. And I wouldn't even say 50%, less than 50% of the time she weighs under 200. But 200 pounds is very low now. Today, 200 pounds that's not really that much when you think about it. I mean, I weigh in the 180s. I'm a man. I'm also 5'10". I'm just saying this, you know. It's crazy how people talk about how there's not enough men that's worth marriage material. But look here. I know a lot of dudes who are in college. Those dudes will probably make good husbands, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is they don't have good genetics. They're not 6 foot. I mean, a lot of those guys are 5'7" and 5'5", and they're really short, but it's because they're playing video games instead of playing sports, you know. But at the same time, as men, as human beings, we're not going to be perfect, you know what I'm saying? Usually, if a dude is 6-something, he usually has certain flaws, you know what I'm saying? He might be lazy as far as he doesn't really like going to work. Or, you know, he might have ego problems or something like that. But, you know, there's no real perfect people out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's stupid for people to expect for them to marry to be perfect. When men, as men, we know that we don't have it like that, you know what I'm saying? We know that there's no perfect women. We don't even aspire to do something like that that's impossible, you know what I'm saying? We just want somebody who doesn't have kids, you know what I'm saying, in reasonably good shape, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who hasn't had sex with 1,000 people, you know what I'm saying? A woman who isn't carpet munching, you get what I'm saying? We have really reasonable standards, and you know what's sad? Those standards that are reasonable don't even get met. It's like the whole dating pool is fucking garbage. But the people who are garbage, the women who are garbage, they're the ones talking about how there's a lack of men. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a lack of men that are 6 feet that fit all your requirements. I mean, it's actually a lot of men that's 6 feet, but they're not gonna have $100,000. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna put up with a woman's bullcorn because look here, they, you know what I'm saying? They're tall, so it's like, why would they put up with some bullshit? Why would they be simping? Like, I don't see a lot of tall simps. I mean, honestly, I don't. Not in the African American community. You know what I'm saying? Usually, it always be a man that's 5'9" or under that be on some simp stuff. You know, usually it's tall simps out there. Don't get me wrong, but usually, you know, the tall dudes be getting over on women, man. I mean, that's just how I see it. You know, when people talk about how there's a lack of men, this is that. What about the women? There's a lackage of everything there. Cause, like, for instance, I just want a woman who weighs less than me, who weighs equal to or less than me. You know, who basically, she doesn't have to be a supermodel, but I'm just saying, I'm not gonna lie, we all like people who look good. Who wants to look at something that doesn't look good? You get what I'm saying? I'm not really shallow. You know what I'm saying? I take care of my body. I'm a vegetarian. I exercise, you know what I'm saying? So I expect to get something that's equal to myself. And I'm not the richest man in the world, but you know what I'm saying? Why is it so hard for us as men to find somebody that's just equivalent? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to always look 3 notches down? Like, for instance, if you're a man and you rank yourself like a 7 out of 10, why do you always have to go for the 4? You know what I'm saying? Why can't you get another 7? It's like you have to do so much as a man just to get somebody that's equivalent to you in looks and, you know, personality and stuff. You have to do so much just to get somebody that's just the same as you. I mean, it's trash.